Hi, Regine here. I am back today to for another live, and today I am here with you to discuss um, 4 tips to why of the advantages of working as an independent contractor. So I'm here to share 4 tips with you. And if you've already subscribed to this channel, thank you for being here. And if you're watching and haven't subscribed and you just want to um, be an independent provider and you are in healthcare, and even if you're not in healthcare, these tips may also help. But if you are in healthcare and you are an independent provider or want to be an independent provider, I'm not sure where the camera is at right now, then then this is the channel for you. So again, my name is Regine. I am a practicing occupational therapist for almost 2 decades, and I created this channel to share some of what I've learned, and also to assist guide anyone who are in healthcare who wants to get started as an independent contractor. Well, I just want to give you or them the support that they need. For when I started, I didn't have it, and because I didn't have it, it took me longer to get to my goal because I was learning everything from scratch. I was learning everything step by step, and I had to learn step one before I move on to step two and step three, and vice versa. So it took me a while to learn, and I've worked with major agencies, healthcare agencies, and educational agencies. So each have their own protocol, guidelines, and rules and regulations. So so each time I am ready to serve a specific population, I had to learn because no one was offering assistance or guidance. And even when I reach out, that's just something that they weren't doing, so they were just treating, evaluating, just providing the service that they want to provide or they were trained to provide, and not necessarily provide support for other providers who wanted to do the same thing. And also, the major agencies do not provide those assistance. So basically, the opportunity is there for everyone, but everyone are on their own. Everyone have to learn the curve on their own or seek um, coaching or consultation. However, no one was no one was providing it. So therefore, it was a learning curve. It was a learning curve, but I did learn it, and I've helped a couple. Um, I've helped people who want to get started. Um, after people I met along the way on the field, as staff who wanted to provide services to a population that I was already providing service to, um, and I shared information with them, which made their process a lot easier. So I figured, why not offer it to a wider range of people? So hence I started YouTube and TikTok as well. So um, And if you want to follow me on TikTok, I'm also on TikTok under the same name, Therapeutic Resolutions, and providing the same, providing the same information, tips on how to get started as an independent provider, what you need in order to do so, how to set yourself up for it, and yeah, so basically the same thing. Okay, so I want to, I have 4 tips for you today to the advantages of working as an independent contractor. So I would say the first benefit is flexibility. And as you all know already, I'm sure, when you are the only one who are in charge managing, and yeah, so if you're the only one in charge managing, so as an independent contractor, you are the one who decides what you want to do and what you don't want to do. And so basically, because you're an independent provider, you get to choose how flexible you, well, you are flexible. You don't get to choose your flexibility. You just are flexible because there aren't there are guidelines, depends on the population you're serving, and um, and if you're working for a specific agency, there are city agencies, there are governmental agencies, there are educational agencies. So it all depends on the agency that providing, um, you are how should I say? Those agencies oftentimes are the one with the people you want to service. So they provide you clients in a way. So therefore, oftentimes they have guidelines and regulations that you have to follow. And in that case, there's the flexibility there is does not is limited because you have to follow those. But otherwise, in terms of um, once you get your clients, or how many clients you get, and how big your caseload is, and other criterias that involve the services that you provide, that is up to you. So that's what I mean by flexibility. Now, if you are providing services to clients um, who from clients that you have marketed and obtained, um, or not away from those agencies, you even have more flexibility because you're not following another entity's rules and regulations. I think I need to look over here. Um, yeah, my phone is in orientation. This is the first time I'm using the phone, and this is the first time, um, yeah, I'm using the phone to go live. So I'm not sure where to look, but the camera is over on this side. So I think I need to look on this side. So I won't, I'm not sure until I watch the live. So to see, a learning curve for me. Okay, so um, yeah, so if you market and you get your clients on your own, or let's say someone reach out to you and it just happened to be someone you can provide your services to, then your flexibility is unlimited because you're not tied up to another entity. So yeah, um, yeah. So you have that flexibility. That's what I mean by flexibility. You get to decide which client you take on, how many clients you take, and and how often you take clients. If you have a caseload and you want to take a break once all your clients get their services, either they have maximized their services, or they have um, or they are aging out. Then you decide, okay, once my last client age out, or once I provide the last session for my last client, then I will take a month off, or I'll take a week off, or I I'm deciding not to service that population again anymore. I will be serving this population instead. That's what I mean by flexibility. In terms of that, you get to choose those um, those things when you work as an independent provider in healthcare. Okay, and then number two, I would say also there's no income cap. Now, there might be an income cap if you, I mean, in terms of your rate, if you accept insurance, then there may be an income cap in terms of the rate itself, not necessarily income, I should say, not income. So there's no income cap, because if you decide how much you want to make, if you want to make a certain amount for the year, you'll know how many clients you'll have to take on, because you know what the rates are. Um, but we do know insurance do have a set rate for services, but even that won't limit you to an income cap. Versus if you're an employee, someone else decides how much you make. Even when it's time for a raise or a bonus, it's still somebody else it's still on somebody else's discretion on when and how much you get that. Whereas as an independent provider, you get to decide for yourself. So let's say this year you say, um, let's say you're working a 9 to 5, right? And and then that also is a part of the flexibility that you have. You can work a 9 to 5 and still do independent contract work at the same time, or or you can just choose to do that full time, um, if time permits and your caseload built fast enough. You can choose to do that as well. So um, so as an independent contractor, if it's cash based in insurance, or insurance and or just insurance, even though insurance is a specific rate, you also get to decide how many clients you would need to take on in order to meet your goal in terms of income, your yearly income. And so that's an advantage of being an independent contractor. You get to choose. You get to choose how much you make for the year. Okay, that's tip number two. So we talked about tip number one, the flexibility it provides, and then tip number two, that there is no income cap. And then tip number two is the ability to grow. And when I say grow, in terms of growing as an independent contractor and growing the service you provide. Now, you may provide treatment. as a nurse or as a physical therapist, speech therapist, occupational therapist, and so on and so forth. You can provide all of those services, and you decide that, you know, I want to grow. I want to provide more services. So now I will do evaluation as well. And you can do that with the same organization that you already set up with, if that's a need that is there. And if not, then you may decide to do that through another agency, or look for your own clients, and so on and so forth. So um, so that's a way to grow, is to add on more services, versus if you are an employee, you you don't get to decide if you want to add on more services or not. Someone else is decide that for you, and even when they do decide that for you, you don't grow in terms of monetary wise, because you're not making more money. You'll be there for the same amount of time, providing more than one service. But if you're getting paid hourly and you're there for the same amount of time, unless you get a raise, you won't be getting more. Most salary job don't give you extra for doing extra work or giving extra services, because they pay you based on the time that you are there, not necessarily the services you are providing. So as an independent contractor, you get to decide that I want to grow the services I provide. I don't want to say business. It is a business, but technically someone is because you're not registered, a registered entity. Someone may say, oh, you're not a business, although you can still be an independent provider under a registered business. So anyway, my point is, you get to grow if you choose to, by adding on more services. If you have more skills and you see a need and you want to grow, then you can add on more services by doing that. And when I say grow, you're growing in terms of the services you're providing. You're growing in terms of the population you are serving. You're serving more people, so you're growing in that way, and you are also growing monetarily. And then and you see how, what the two I mentioned before, flexibility and monetary growth, in terms of no cap in the income that you make. You see how all of that tie together with growth. So flexibility, because you're flexible, then you can decide if you want to grow or not. And once you decide if you want to grow or not, you'll grow in many aspects of what you are providing, with what you are providing. Okay? All right. So, and then number 4 is making your own decision. And I know that's kind of like also tied in with everything else as well, because making your own decision because you have that flexibility, then because you have the flexibility as an independent contractor, then you can decide, you can make your own decision. You deciding what you want to do, how you want to do it, how often you want to do it. So that flexibility allow you to be able to make your own decision. And because you're able to do that, then you can decide what you want to do. You can decide if you want to grow or not, if you want to do less, um, if you want to quit your job and do that full time, or if you want to keep your job and realize, okay, I've taken on too much, and so I will be decreasing my caseload. Because you're able to make your own decision, that allows you the flexibility to decide what you want to do and how you want to go about it. And then and then that may cause your growth. If you decide I want to do more, now if you decide I want to do less, of course you won't grow, but at the end of the day you're still able to make that decision on your own. And once you do decide you want to grow, then you'll make more money. Then of course, if you decide that I want to stay where I am at, it is very comfortable, I'm comfortable where I am doing what I'm doing, then monetary wise will still you still be making the same, but you still deciding to do that. You know what I mean? So those were the 4 tips I wanted to share with you today. um, of the 4 tips of the advantages of working as an independent contractor, providing the healthcare services that you are already providing or you've provided in the past, but you still have the skills that you've learned and you want to make more money, or you want to go out on your own and venture out and reach more people, serve a need that you realize that is there, then you can do so. And then to recap, I will go over the 4 tips that we just talked about. We talked about number 1, which was flexibility. Number 2, that there is no income cap. Number 3, the growth that independent contract work provides you. And 4, being able to make your own decision as an independent contractor in healthcare. So these are the 4 tips I had for you today. I thank you for being here with me. Thank you for watching this video. And if you have any comments, concern, questions, please write it in the comment section. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you know when I upload. Now, if you subscribe, then I thank you for being here and thank you for watching this video. And I think this is it. This is the last. I'm going to end this live, and once this live is done, it will be posted. And even if you don't have any comments or questions, like the video so I know that I'm providing value. And if I am providing value, you can also comment and let me know what you've learned from watching. And if there's something you want to learn that I have not talked about, you can also comment and or ask the question in the comment section. The engagement would let me know if I'm providing value or not. So feel free to engage in the comment section. And again, thank you for tuning in. And until next time, Okay, bye bye. Oops, sorry.